What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Unofficial BandHead, where I am your host, Orlando J, and we just straight vibing right now. First of all, shout out to you guys for being consistent with me, and anybody that's new to the channel, welcome to the Unofficial BandHead, where I am your host, Orlando J, where we review all things band, whether it be marching bands, brass bands, whatever kind of band you name. That's what we review. So yeah, guys, I mean, today I think I have a really fun one for you guys. So if you guys are connected to the band community, as you know, and I've always been saying this for a long time, I always felt like that we needed to have some sort of like band network, right, where these people can go out to different select bands, and it's fine. It could be one of those powerhouse things, right? So if you guys remember, there was a documentary came out about Bethune-Cookman a while ago, where they were just kind of like reviewing the band, right? And so I thought it was good. However, I feel like they need to expand that a little bit more, because I think a couple years ago, what was hot was the element of surprise, right? Early in the 90s. And then later Drumline came out, and then the band's caught fire again, right? And then now it seems like it's kind of taking this little dip. But I think that this thing that they have going on is called the Marching Band Network. I actually follow it on my personal Facebook page and Instagram as well, and I also follow them on YouTube also. So what we're gonna do tonight is I'm gonna actually do a reaction to their first episode, because I think this shit is dope. I think it's super dope, and I think it needs to be talked about more. I think what they're trying to do is fucking awesome. Let me just keep it 100. So I'm definitely interested in getting into this and just seeing what they're gonna do, and how they handle everything. I did get the notification on my actual Facebook. I did not get the notification on YouTube, but I did get it on Facebook. But I did correct the YouTube issue, so I made sure that I selected to receive all notifications, unlike I was doing before. Shout out to me, who's a YouTuber and who actually decided not to select the notification bell. But anyways, guys, so without further ado, we're gonna get into this reaction, you guys. Shout out to Epidemic Sound for providing the dope ass track, which I think is super dope, super awesome. Shout out to them. Give them a round of applause. So really quick, before I actually get into reaction, guys, if you vibing with this, right, if you feeling what I'm doing, you vibing with it, you think it's dope, do me a favor and make sure you subscribe to my channel. Make sure you leave me a comment, like this video, share it on all of your media outlet platforms, and bring them here so we can get this thing popping. All right, so without further ado, guys, let's get into this work. Boom. All right, so now before I actually jump into this, I want to give a shout out to the Marching Band Network. Make sure you guys go check out their channel. It's fairly new. So if you're a band head and you're into the band community hard, man, go to the channel right now, because you don't want to miss out on this. Okay. Make sure you give them a like. Make sure you subscribe to their channel, and please hit the notification bell, people. And once you get that notification bell, you will get notifications letting you know that they actually released a video. I'm excited about getting into this. So before I get started though, like this video, subscribe, leave me a comment, let me know your thoughts below. Make sure you share this with all of your media outlets so that we can have some sort of bridge where we can all join together, man. They're trying to bring that band world back, baby, and I love it. All right, let's get into it. All right, episode 1.
We are live for the first episode of Band Central. I am your host, Garrett Edgerson, and I'm...
All right, shout out to Garrett Edgerson, guys. If you guys don't know who Garrett Edgerson is, I believe he is the videographer for the Southern University Human Jukebox. So all of that great production that you see from Southern, I think this is the man, and his team, I think they're the ones who are responsible for it. So I like the fact that he's coming out like with an all-around band network. So it seems like they may cover more than just Southern. That's a good thing. Seems like they're gonna cover a host of bands. But let's keep listening. Shout out to Garrett, man. Thank you for doing this. If you never see this video, that's cool. But if you do, Thank you for what you do, man. We really appreciate it. People like myself who like to talk about bands are looking for something to talk about. So you're right on time, my brother. Keep them coming.
Glad you're here to enjoy the ride. Band Central is our main show here on the Marching Band Network, and it's a place
Band
where we
Central.
can talk about band, and more band. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Nope, it's not Christmas, but it's parade season. Growing up in New Orleans, you waited all year for parade season to get here.
Hell yeah.
From king cakes to Zulu coconuts, from uptown to downtown, to those epic band battles, parade season gives you everything you want. Let's send it down to Justin, who's in New Orleans, to give us a parade season update.
What's poppin' with you? It's your boy Justin, aka J Spitter, founder of Smash Time Productions, and I'm live
Smash
Time.
Shout out to Smash Time.
Of a Mardi Gras parade for a bandsman. Why? Because all of the band heads stand on the bridge. Everyone gets ready to see who has that big boom effect, who is going to light the bridge on fire. It's kind of like an unsaid contest of who has the best performance under the bridge that night. Just imagine.
I like it.
65
I'm bobbing.
to 100, and if we talking about college bands, 200 plus band members cranking their best song under the bridge. It's the most exciting thing. So here goes some clips under the bridge.
Yeah, classics. It's in the car. Alcorn. I'm bringing back memories. It's fire. I gotta say, man, this is bringing back some hella memories, right? Because I grew up in Louisiana, just so you don't know. So I grew up, down in New Orleans going to the parades, but I grew up in a little small town where we had a marching band, and I remember those bands out in New Orleans, man, they had a different level of edginess to them, right? They were a little bit more aggressive, whereas we came from more of a core style. So when we would match up with these bands, I remember when I think we matched up with like Etna Carr, we matched up with St. Aug. Like, man, back in the day, bro. Yeah, this is definitely good. This is bringing back some hella memories. I'm not saying that I'm a super old head, but, I'm not too new either.
Now in New Orleans band culture, the old school feel like they used to run the bridge. They did it like no other. But the new school feel like they're doing it bigger and better. It's a new day. So who run the bridge? What you think, Garrett?
I don't know, Justin.
He got that energy, bro.
In the middle of that argument, but the feeling of marching the bridge during a parade is second
It's facts.
to none. There's been an ongoing debate about which era of New Orleans bands was better. On one hand, you have pre-Katrina. On the other hand, you have post-Katrina. Like I said earlier, I don't want to get in the middle of this argument, but I know two people that wanted to. Now introducing our debate segment called The Fifth. We are live in City.
Ah,
So
nice.
we're about to get into this new school New Orleans versus old school. Now, I heard that the new school was killing the old school. Q, what you heard?
What I heard, man, did you sleep? Like new school killing old school. Like man.
All I'm gonna say is a brand new day in marching band. You know what I'm saying? Old school did their thing, but the new school turned.
I love Justin's energy, man.
You know what I'm saying?
He has such a good energy about him. I appreciate that, man.
What music? What music? What y'all like? What does the new school play that's harder than what we played
This is nice, man. It's putting a smile on my face. I appreciate this.
back then?
Like the rap tunes that the new school play is just as hard as anything y'all play. You know what I'm saying? Even the way stuff is played now. For example, I know like back in the day before Katrina, one of my favorite old school clips is Kennedy coming up the street playing Velvet. Like that old with it's a real powerful clip when the mascot doing yeah. But when you listen to I play trombone, you play trombone, right?
Yeah.
Why were all the trombones playing the first part? Explain that.
That's one school.
All right.
As one school.
That's
That
one
was a
school.
universal thing.
No, it wasn't.
Not all schools
No, it
did it,
wasn't.
but a lot of schools did play first part on trombone.
No,
You wouldn't catch
no,
that now.
no,
So what you gotta say about it?
What I gotta say about that? All right, so back then, you had a lot of schools that played what y'all thought was only first parts, but the first part was dominant. Like, and a lot of those clips you go back and listen to, you can hear the second and third parts in those songs. You could. I can look on the top of my head. I can name like three or four. They got Reed playing Circle of One. You have Carver playing Ninth Ward. You got a clip of St. Aug playing I Call Your Name. Um, I even had a clip of I even heard a clip of Forsha in 2000 playing Can You Feel It Under the Bridge, and they
Look, man, I just want to say shout out to these two brothers, man. They deserve a round of a damn applause. First of all, let me tell you why I want to break this thing down, why I think it's great, right? First, I appreciate the fact that they know they band history, right? They know they're well educated in what they're talking about, right? And it comes out and they're passionate in explaining it. So I appreciate that, man. It makes it fun so I can watch it. And even though I don't know half the things they're talking about, and I know some of the stuff what they're saying, but some of it I don't. But I actually, the ones that I do vibe with, I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, he's right. So I'm on the fence at this point. You know, I think for a lot of people who are like old school, it's difficult for them to embrace the new school ideology, because they just want to rep where they was from, man, back in the day. I mean, that's just a common thing, right? I do that too, but I have to be objective in my observation. So there are some aspects of the new school that I actually like, and then there are some aspects of the old school that I like. I feel like the old school definitely had more passion. Them niggas will beat your ass if you, you know, like quick. They actually have pride in what they do, whereas the new school have a tendency to be a little bit more passionate about the musicality of it. Not saying the old school is not definitely appreciative of the musicality. Obviously they are, but I just hear a difference in, you know, I feel a difference in their approach to their musicianship. But yeah, let's keep
play
going.
three-part harmonies. So like I don't know where y'all get that
Listen,
from.
let me say, I brought this up on Facebook one time in another bandhead group. Berger actually he spoke on it too. And some I don't want to call a name, but some of the old school cats say that was just a thing. Even some band directors from back then even said that was just a thing. That was the style they played with. Now why they play with that, I don't know. Nevertheless, I'm just saying, no shade to the old school. I just feel like some of the things that the old school critique the new school on, they used to do the same thing. I watched multiple. All right, like Discipline. I watched, man, Gary, man, you watched the tape one time of a
Yeah.
school coming through a gate. Remember that time? The big pants on, speaking to their little partners, you know what I'm saying? It's certain things, it's
All
certain
right,
things
Jared,
that,
co-sign
it's
it.
certain things that the old school critique the new school about that they did probably even worse, bro. I'm not trying to play the old school. I just feel like
Nah, I feel you, but you bring up discipline, but at the same time, I could pull up clips of new school bands where dudes literally walking up the street, like you got dudes marching while songs going on, pulling their cell phones out, like talking on their cell phones, like that's unacceptable. That's
y'all had
unacceptable.
cell phones back then.
We had cell well, look,
Well,
no, look,
okay.
we had cell phones. Like, I graduated.
He trying to call that man old. Come on, bro. But no, man. First of all, these damn angles, man, with these cameras, I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate the work they did in this, man. People don't understand the amount of work this stuff takes to set this stuff up, you know. And so you just have to give them a shout out for that, for these angles. They're dope as shit. The second thing is, I mean, like the content is great, man. It's phenomenal. I love this debate segment. I'm wondering if they're gonna have like different people on, right? Whether it be person to person, whether it be over Skype or Zoom or something like that, and they just debate that week. Bro, this is gonna be dope. Just imagine when we're back, right, and the bands are playing, and then he's dropping these weekly episodes, right, for Band Central, and you know it's a debate segment on which band brought the most heat for that week, right? That would be fire. That would be hella fire. But let me keep it going.
Graduated from high school 2005. Like when I graduated, we didn't have iPhones, nothing like that, but we had Nokias and Blackberries and flip phones and stuff like that. So we had cell phones back then.
You're not really like the old school, you know what I'm saying? Like the early thousands, you like kind of almost before it, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, bro, I just think the old school be too hard on the new school, you know what I'm saying? That's just my standpoint, you know what I'm saying, G? So
I can vibe with
I
that.
don't know, bro. I just rock with the old school. I mean, new school.
And maybe that's a thing to because when I was coming up, like the cats that came up in the 80s and 90s, they was hard on us too. So I just think it's more of a generational thing. Like when you get older and they got guys 10, 15 years from now marching, playing, whatever the case is,
I rock
that
with
might
that.
be hard on them. They might be like, man, like
So let me share this story. He's right. All right, so before I decided to actually get more into production and music and different things like that, I took a different path, right? So I had goals and aspirations to march as Southern. I'm not gonna sit up here and pretend like I didn't. Anybody that grew up in Louisiana either wanted to go to Jackson State, Southern, maybe TSU, TNSU, maybe up the street or something like that. But I remember being on Southern camp. My cousin played in Southern's band, and I would have that access, so I would be able to go. This was around 2004, 2003, 2004, 2005, somewhere in there. And the guy, my cousin was like, "Yo, he wants to play in the band. He's a drummer." And the guy was like, "Okay, let me hear you play." So I was like, "All right, for sure." I'm thinking that I'm cold with it, right? So I get up there and I started playing. He was like, "Give me your paradiddles. Let me see your paradiddles, your flam fives," right? He started calling out these things, and so I started playing. He was like, "You weak, you trash." Never forget that, man. I don't remember that brother's name, man, but he was actually a tenor drummer in Southern's band, and he started playing, and so that showed me a lot, right? These guys that are in marching bands, for those who are just tuning in and never really seen marching bands, just because you see them on cymbals don't mean they won't blaze your ass on snare, or you see them on cymbals don't mean or tenor or cymbals and they're not on snare doesn't mean that they can't play. That's just how good they are. Right, it's how it is, man. It's like it's competitive. So as quiet as it's kept, yeah, they're all in a band, but man, it's super competitive, right? It's just like being in the NBA, right? You think the person on the bench they trash, but they're not trash. They will probably whoop your ass any day of the week. So I learned a major lesson in that, man. But dude, this is awesome. Let's keep it going.
Why y'all going so hard on us? It's just like it just keep this thing going. Like we want to make sure that New Orleans stay on top. So I guess part of that is nitpicking everything y'all do because it happened to us.
I don't know, bro. I think the focus is different. Like I hear a lot of band directors now say they're taking the music classes out of school. Like in the old school, they had things like music classes, and y'all had less distraction. Like now we have social media. A lot of the sports teams in New Orleans are
Got a point.
championships and playoffs and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So to get a kid in the band now is like almost a blessing, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Towards y'all wanted to much in the band. Y'all pride was there, but there's so many distractions now. So I think that the old
I'm gonna keep it going. I think he's right. Here's hell of a point.
Or they just don't
hell of a
think
point.
about that as for like new school, you know what I'm saying?
The distractions are real, man, for this younger generation. It really is. Like social media, coronavirus going on now. Like it's a lot for this newer school generation to actually be excited about music. And I think this is a good start though. I think the more you hype them, and if a band makes the Band Central network, it can become a big deal, right? Because you're on a national platform. I appreciate this, man. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, I definitely feel that. Like now you have things like PlayStation 5, like you said, a lot of sports teams in New Orleans. They make deep playoff runs and stuff like that. So it's definitely a distraction, but I'm not gonna say that band all we had in our day, because we had distractions too. But it go back to what you said. At the end of the day, we really wanted to do it. Like we was dedicated to it. Like we had a lot more passion, and like that's no knock on y'all, but it was like we was really true to this. Like we really wanted it. So it's like if
I wouldn't say the kids,
not you, but if this new era let things distract them easily, they don't want it as bad. So it's like, and if you don't want it as bad,
I mean,
you shouldn't be here.
I wouldn't say these kids don't want it as bad. They just have a different type of a distraction.
I guess we got a common agreement on that. I just feel that with all of these distractions and with all our distractions, band now is like it's striving bigger and better. Like our middle school band are off the chain. I don't want to say.
And you don't think ours was? You don't think ours was?
You showed me a middle school band that could have messed with any Alex Hart band.
I went to the greatest middle school in
this guy.
Marshall.
This guy.
Thurgood Marshall.
And I went to the best middle school. It was bad if we could participate in that. Carter G. Wilson. Shout out to Carter G. Wilson.
Carter G.
Uptown.
Y'all had the best band downtown.
If y'all ran up on Marshall, y'all would have got smoked. Y'all would have got smoked.
Look, man, these bands these guys talking about were very feared in the day when I was in school, because I grew up in like a little town, so our little band was small. So when we came across bands like that was bringing that heat, man, I ain't gonna lie, it put some fear in us, you know what I mean? Because out there in New Orleans, shout out to New Orleans, by the way, man, because let me get my air horn out. shout out to the South overall, bro, because the South is they're doing big things, man. This is huge for the South in musicianship. I mean, the North. I mean, I don't know exactly what they have going on. If you know of some things they're doing, definitely comment some links down below in the comment section, and I'll definitely check them out. Definitely review them. But man, this is fire. Let's keep it going.
Overrated. Shout out to Mr. Charlie B.
Shout out Mr. Brooks.
Yeah, Mr. Brooks. I just think they was overrated. They weren't touching us.
Hell no. How was they overrated? You found
I feel like we didn't get to look like they
Pull
got
up
to
any
perform
clip
with the
of
battle
Charlie
bands. You
B.
know what I'm saying?
He was the only middle school.
We could have performed, but we
Why y'all
did
didn't?
stuff. Yeah, we
Why y'all
did.
didn't?
We did. I don't know why we did. We could have. We most definitely
And
could
if I'm
have.
keeping it,
It
look,
was good
if
enough.
you're keeping it 100, what's someone hitting on nothing since like
Oh,
the
Lord.
mid to late 90s?
We was
Band
good,
wise.
bro. We was
Look,
definitely
look, it was a good conversation. It was good hearing the dialogue between these two. But we're gonna have more on the next show. So stay tuned.
Nice. Hella nice.
Man, that was a heated debate between those two. And I don't really know whose side I'm on. I love New Orleans bands, period. So there you go. On last week, I sat down with Johnny Van Buren, who is the director of bands at Marion Aberson in New Orleans East. He shed some light on some of the differences between pre-Katrina bands and post-Katrina bands. Introducing our interview segment called The Zero. Things happen for a reason because if you look at it now, you're back at home at age. So things happen for a reason. So you touched on the fact that y'all were on the way to being a pre-Katrina band. So you're on both sides of the coin. You know, you marched before Katrina and you're a band director after Katrina. So what are the differences between old New Orleans versus the new New Orleans?
To be real with you, the difference is kids play too many video games. Like, more distractions. Versus when, I mean, we had video games, but video games was just starting to pop. But, like, we took it liking to, and also the competitiveness nature that we had versus what they have now. Like, we growing up like, no, I didn't want nobody to be better than me. Like, I don't care who you are, I don't want nobody to be better than me. If you was talking about Abe, I bet you I'd burn you on your horn. So I was going, in my mindset, and a lot of people's mindsets in New Orleans was like, I don't want you to be better than me. You know what I'm saying? But I get that from some kids. I don't get that from a lot of the kids in this era. So I think
It's interesting.
Is a little lax. I think what helps out this era is
All right, if you're if you new school, right? You're just really you're young, and you're in college right now. He's talking about how the younger school generation is more distracted. If you feel like that's false, I want you to let me know down below, or go to their YouTube page and let them know, like, yo, that's just not true. That's just not true. And I'm definitely gonna leave a link to this episode down in my in the description section, so you guys can make sure you go show some love to the Marching Band Network.
like band directors that was on both sides, and when you know better, you do better. So like, you have to learn to adapt to these kids. So if they like video games, you make an incentive that if you do good, we can have a video game. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like stuff like you have to put in place. But I mean, far as, because I'm one of those types that when it comes down to pre-Katrina and post-Katrina, like, I'm a band director in post-Katrina, but I was a student in pre-Katrina. Like, I understand.
Likewise, my brother.
The arrangements, I understand what we actually was looking for versus me being a band director and understanding what I'm looking for as a band director. Like, the stuff that I did in high school, I'm not going to try to do that as a band director and not teach that as a band director. So I think it's post-Katrina has been helped out right now, like, after all, like, in this era, like 2020, has been helped out from the fact of, like, they have a lot of band directors that's kind of like know a little bit more. Not saying, let me say this, because I don't know that.
Yeah, clean it up, my brother. Clean it up.
But what I mean is they have a lot of band directors that evolve with the time. That's what I want to say. Evolve
Yeah,
with the time.
that's huge, man.
Like that way.
That's huge. I think what he said that was real huge. Like, people that evolve with the time, band directors that evolves with the time, those band directors that are able to stay relevant even though they've been in position for many years. That goes to show you their heart towards the industry, right, of marching band, and towards the industry of music. and it's not that they neglect their old school training. They just continue to evolve in their processes towards bandmanship and creativity, just to maintain the attention of the younger generation, because this generation don't listen to the same kind of music that we used to listen to. They don't vibe with the same type of hip hop that we used to. So when you playing these most of these old school hip hop tunes, a lot of this younger generation aren't really vibing with it. They vibing with the new, whoever these new people are, these little whatever. I personally don't care for I like the music, the tracks, the production is nice, but the lyrics trash. And to me, the lyrics mean a lot. But for the younger generations, they don't really care about the damn lyrics. They just want to hear the damn beat drop. And then when it's hot, they vibing with it. And eventually they just start regurgitating these stupid ass lyrics. And then there you go. So it's a tough position these band directors are in, man. They're trying to pick songs that are entertaining for the younger generation to draw more students, because people forget that it is a recruiting aspect to this. So it's also a business, right? If you're playing the certain types of music, it does affect your recruitment. So yeah, man, fire. Let's keep it going.
I would like to personally thank Johnny for inviting me into his home for this interview. The Zero will be posted on our channel in the upcoming weeks, so be sure to check it out when it drops. Let's send it back down to New Orleans, where Justin is in a place that all band heads know. Justin?
We're back, and we're live in front of the Rosses on Chapatulas. And if you're a band head, yes, you know exactly what goes down here. Some of the best high school and college battles happen here before the parades that start in this spot. So yes, we have in New Orleans, we have middle school bands, elementary bands, high school bands, and the college bands that start coming down from Mardi Gras and really getting it on in this spot. Now,
Yeah.
some of you older cats, y'all know this is Save a Lot, home of some of the greatest battles like the Reeves versus Carver, and the list goes on. So listen, here's what some of the battles that I'm talking about. If you don't know, here's a clip.
Yeah, that's about right. All right, Tones. I remember this. Mm-hmm. Ooh. Mm. Oh. Little young band. Mm. Oh.
Isn't it crazy how how this regular New Orleans intersection turns into
Dope.
an entire battle of the bands with hundreds of people watching? Yes. The last clip that you seen was Bloody Sunday. It started in 2014 when Talladega College and Southern University decided to have a friendly battle before the Boggers Parade. And ever since then, it's been an annual event. Thanks for watching. Back to you, Garrett.
Man, I'm ready for next parade season already. I cannot wait. But in the meantime, here on Band Central, we want to highlight the top songs that were played each week throughout the year. So let's get it. Our top 7 songs of the week.
Okay. All right. That's dope. This is dope. Yeah. Whew. Yeah. Oh,
That'll wrap it up for the first episode of Band Central.
Wow.
I hope you enjoyed the ride. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. Really let us know
Wow.
what you think about the show. Until next time, we out.
shout out to Garrett, man. Shout out to the marching band network, bro. This is fire, man. First of all, you know, I find that this is extremely awesome, and I think that it's very healthy. I think that it's needed. I think it's necessary. I think it's a beautiful thing, man. I really truly have no words. I think that the fact at the end when they did the seven bands for the best sound of the week, I like the fact that they mixed it up. It wasn't just college bands. They had high school bands in there. They had college bands in there. They had all sorts of different types of bands that had that perform that they actually played their arrangements at a very high level. And so that was recognized. And so I have an appreciation for that, man. I thought this was awesome, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I have to give them and give them a goddamn hand clap too, because you know, I think all of this is necessary, and I think it's necessary because it's healthy for the band world, for the band nation, and I think it will give the kids a competitive nature, right? I remember back when I used to watch, I grew up in Louisiana. I used to watch the high school sports replay, and you know, these high school students thrive. They wanted to be on the replay, so I think that the fact that high school students and college students are now going to have a place to where they can be featured on the replay, and when these bands meet each other in these parade seasons, it's going to have that competitive nature. It's going to have that drive, and you know, people are going to want to be a part of that. But anyways, guys, this has been your boy Orlando J, back with another episode of the Unofficial BandHead. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. We're at about 30 minutes, so shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for listening in. Shout out to the Marching Band Network. Make sure you guys follow them. I will leave a description down below. Peace, grand love to you guys, and I'm out.